Everyone's favorite communist with a Gucci bag has been throwing money at different articles to write puff pieces about himself, and he admits it. He admits that he thinks he is going to jail. This is crazy. This is a development on the Hasan saga, the likes of which we have never seen before. All right? You don't understand how big of a W this is for the Nuxanor community, because I'll be real, we've all come here together. We all want this guy to go to jail because he's a terrorist-supporting anti-American shitbag, and today we're going to be exposing the shit out of him a little bit, it turns out. Yep, that's what we're doing today. Oopsie poopsie. No one is covering this story that I'm about to cover, so lock in, and it's going to be amazing. Subscribe, let's up those numbers. Okay, now, to be clear, he is paying articles to make puff pieces about himself. And he also yesterday decided to have a gigantic stream basically shitting on Christianity. Talking about how Christianity is bad and American is bad and Westernism is bad, and especially making fun of Christianity, to be honest. So we're going to be doing a bit of a deep dive into his retardation in all of these metrics, because this absolute degenerate scumfuck terrorist pedophile supporter is out here to say Christianity bad, as opposed to all the terrorist organizations that are fundamentally based on extremists of a different religion. Not gonna say which religion it was. It's Islam. Anyway, so this is GQ magazine. This is some fit sports magazine thing. It's cringe as fuck, honestly. And here he is throwing money at them to write articles about him. Now, this article is right here. It's cringe as balls, as all the Hasan puff pieces are. I cannot read it because you have to pay to read it, and I'm not paying them to read it. But, like, dog, you just read the first paragraph, and it's diabolical. Hasan Piker thinks America might be cooked. Martial law. There's no martial law. Cancelled elections. There are no canceled elections. The combative leftist streamer Hasan Piker predicts an ominous future for the U.S. He's fighting... Great. He also predicted that Russia would never invade Ukraine. He's fighting back the only way he knows how. By raging against Trump, Israel, Democrats, and the wannabe bad boys of the manosphere. Dog, he just hates America. He just supports terrorist organizations that hate America. That's not raging. In between beefs with his ops and gym sessions with the boys. So I immediately want to throw up in my own mouth. Here's how Hasan Piker starts each day, working out, shooting the shit. It's Monday, 8:30, and we're in his backyard in a house of West Hollywood. There's a makeshift private gym with benches, pull-down machines, and dumbbells galore. This is where the 34-year-old political influencer keeps his thirsted after body fit. This is a gay puff piece. I want you to understand what he's doing here. He's trying, don't worry, he's going to explain on stream, all right? He's going to explain on stream why he decided to pay these people to write a puff piece about him. This is insane. This is so fucking funny. It's really, really funny. Joined by a few other neighborhood characters, including a guy who works on Pod Save America. His Bernese beefcake Kaya, that's his dog, tussles with a few other golden brown dogs. As Piker burns through his 70-minute workout, exhausting himself in the process, he strips off his shirt. An army of girls and gays, not to mention looks-maxers, would kill to be where I am now, next to Piker, as he pants in a pair of neon shorts with black Calvin Klein boxers poking out and sunlight glinting off the sweat-beaded on his chest hairs. This is more gay than having sex with men. No wonder why he's anti-Christian. No wonder why he goes on this anti-Christian rampant hellhole. So anyway, to think that, first of all, it's humiliating to even have an article like this written about you, in my opinion. But imagine paying someone to write this article about you. Because he admits why he's paying for puff pieces in this video. All right? And he admits he thinks he's going to jail. He knows he's going to jail. And that's why he's actually paying for these puff pieces. You're going to see. This is a crazy rabbit hole. So anyway, this is the new puff piece on Hasan Piker. It's absolutely horrible. Medicare for all. TRT for all. Ozempic for all. HRT for all. That's my argument. Hasan Piker. Now, this is funny because Hasan Piker is a complete retard. And making the argument that you want... HRT is hormone replacement therapy, by the way. All right? So you want all of this shit to come out of my tax dollars. All right? Like, he is a communist. He is an actual straight up mask off communist and should be deported, right? Not only does he want to destroy America and admit it, but he's also a fucking commie bitch. It's crazy. Terrorists supporting communists. How do you even do it? So anyway, this is absolutely hilarious in my opinion, because we were just talking about how he has a private gym. He has a private gym. And he's like, yes, we have to increase taxes on everybody, communism for everybody, everyone needs to pay for everybody else's shit. Yes, absolutely, absolutely. Nah, this shit's crazy. It really is. It's insane. He's such a hypocritical bitch. Tectone says this man is gay as fuck. True, zero lies detected. This is an actual image that shows up later in this GQ article that I am not paying for. But Hasan Pecker over here he actually paid them to post this shit. Like dude is like an actual terrorist supporting communist whore. Like, it's absolutely diabolical. It's insane. This is cosmic levels of gay. No wonder why he hates the Catholic Church. Anyway, so rate my fit, guys. Rate my fit. I saw someone in the chat. Oh, dude, that's crazy. Oh my, wait, there was someone who posted, dude, oh God, I can't unsee it. I cannot unsee it. The doggo looks exactly, bro. So yeah, absolutely. What a sexy man or something, as Hasan would say. Hasan Piker on the far right clowns. I call it vice signaling. These guys, whether they're the real villains or not, are presenting themselves as bad people, and people like it. Nobody likes cancel culture, but goddamn, that shit was keeping motherfuckers in check. He sounds like such a gangster while he stands here in probably the ugliest fucking workout clothes of all time. I don't know what the fuck I'm looking at. But the irony is, no, they're the good guys. The right is the good guys. I don't know if you're aware. Arresting bad guys makes you the good guy. Deporting people that break in, yeah, that's being the good guy. Supporting terrorists, that makes you the bad guy. Now, he's trying so fucking hard with his small head and Republican body over here. He's trying so hard to make it sound like the right wing is just the bad guys, objectively, which is why we're about to look into his anti-Christian rant. It's absolutely insane. I can't believe that he's doing this. Like, he's a supposedly inclusive fellow, and he just masked off hates Jews and Christians. It's absolutely insane. Again, you have to realize he makes every single video that he possibly can about the war going on right now between Israel and Hamas in Gaza. In fact, he just made a video just yesterday, was it? And you have to see it. It's crazy. It's crazy that he does this. It's absolutely shocking. So here's another video that he makes. Israel kills yet another journalist. Rip Anas al-Sharif. He is a terrorist. This is a terrorist. This guy over here is an actual terrorist that was part of the October 7th massacre, that was carrying guns and assault rifles, that is literally listed as a Hamas soldier, okay? Like, this dude he is such a hypocritical fuck. It's unbelievable. Unreal. So this dude will actively support terror. This was 2 days ago, right? He will just directly support terrorism and be like, I can't believe the right wing are the bad guys by deporting people that are breaking into our country illegally. Anyway, oh no, dude, the sunlight glinting off the beaded sweated on his chest. It's fucking diabolical. Like, it's honestly diabolical. It's crazy. So this is Hasan explaining why he's doing these puff pieces. Now, I don't think he realizes that this is basically him admitting that he is paying articles to glaze him. This is reverse prostitution.
In my opinion, the GQ article bookends really well with the NPR piece from the other day. They're both something you can point to normie libs if they have questions about Hasan, the terrorist supporting guy. Exactly. Precisely. That is the whole point.
The point, which again implies this is artificial. He is paying for people to glaze him. This is cripplingly pathetic.
A lot of these articles are just like terrorism insurance. Remember that, okay?
So he's saying that the reason why he's getting these articles made is because it's terrorism insurance. Because Hasan Piker supports terrorists. He is a terrorist supporter. He should be in jail. He should be deported. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie. If they lock him in a hole and throw away the key in an El Salvador prison, I personally would think that that's pretty fucking hilarious, honestly. Yes, you can call me a fascist if you think that I think locking up terrorists is a bad thing, but I think locking up terrorists is actually a good thing. Unless you kill them first, obviously. But without a doubt, this motherfucker needs to go. And he knows it's happening. So he's getting all these articles glazing him. He's paying for articles to glaze him so that he could point at it as terrorism insurance to say, I'm not a terrorist. I'm not a terrorist. This newspaper wrote an article about me. Do you understand how fucking hilarious this is? Do you understand how funny this is? He knows that he is going to jail. He knows that he is absolutely going to be in massive legal trouble at some point. Once the Trump administration stops dealing with actual verifiable threats like, illegal immigrants that are part of gangs and shit like that, right? So right after that is dealt with, they're going to turn on this guy. They're going to turn to him and immediately throw him away. They will, and he knows it. So he is making these articles. He's paying for propaganda, literally, to whitewash his image as terrorism insurance so that they don't realize he's a terrorist supporter. Do you realize how insane this is?
This is something you show your parents. This is something you show like fucking insane haters and whatnot.
Yeah, so this is something you show your parents. Everyone needs to show their parents articles of Hasan Piker naked in a bathtub. That's terrorism insurance. How could he be terrorisming if he's literally naked in a bathtub? Truly one of the greatest strategies I've ever seen in my entire life. Absolutely diabolical. Now, in other news, Denims is doing a lawsuit with Ethan Klein. This is the greatest part. Denims did a demand for jury trial. Defendant hereby demands a trial by jury on all issues and causes of action triable by a jury. This is absolute cinema. I agree. Because that means this shit is going to be streamed probably or televised in some way and the content will be diabolical. I fucking support this. Hell yeah. Now, I wanted to show you this terrorism insurance clip because it's not going to work. Like, he could make so many terrorist supporting clips. He could be like, what do you mean? I'm not an Islamic terrorist. They execute gay people and I suck penis every day, right? He could try that strat, but it's not going to work. This is a letter that I think everyone needs to know about. Everyone needs to know this exists because it needs to be shared everywhere. This is written by the Congressman Richie Torres. This is a New York congressman, a Democrat, by the way, who writes to executives at Twitch and Amazon, Hasan Piker is dangerous. And as you can see, he wrote a relatively extensive letter. I am writing to express alarm at the amplification of anti-Semitism on Twitch at the hands of Hasan Piker, one of the largest political streamers with a following of 2.7 million. Since October 7th, the massacre of Jews, there has been an explosion of Jew hatred on social media platforms. Hasan Piker has emerged as the poster child for post-October 7th outbreak of anti-Semitism in America. In America! Do you see how insane this is? Now, this is a big fucking deal. All right? It really is. And this is never going to go away no matter how many puff pieces he pays for himself. Mr. Piker has demonized Orthodox Jews as inbred, dehumanized the Jewish man as a bloodthirsty pig dog. True, he did do that. The association of Jews with pigs and bloodthirst is textbook anti-Semitism. Mr. Piker has all but exposed himself as an apologist for the sexual violence and savage rapes of October 7th. It doesn't matter if rape happened on October 7th. It doesn't change the dynamic for me. Mr. Piker declares before admitting that Palestinian resistance, his euphemism for terrorism, is not perfect. Mr. Piker said he has no issue with Hezbollah, the world's most heavily armed terrorist organization in the world, or at least it was until Israel bombed the shit out of them a couple months ago. And now they're kind of getting obliterated in Lebanon. The Lebanon government is trying their best to take out Hezbollah right now. Anyway, and has been given a platform for a suspected terrorist from the Houthis. The U.S. government declared Hezbollah a foreign terrorist organization in the case of the former, and the Houthis a specially designated global terrorist group. Platforming any of these terrorist organizations, as Piker has done, is beyond the pale. Piker has even gone as far as to incite violence, telling his followers to kill and murder people in the streets and let the streets soak in their red capitalist blood. This incitement of violence merits scrutiny from federal law enforcement. This keeps going. It keeps going. It keeps going. Hasan Piker come out as an apologist not only for October 7th, but also 9/11, compounding anti-Semitism with anti-Americanism. Here is Mr. Piker in his own words: America deserved 9/11. The 3,000 Americans, incinerated or otherwise, murdered in the Twin Towers by the falling men and women plummeting to their deaths from 110-story skyscrapers. According to Mr. Piker, all of them had it coming. They deserved it. One wonders whether Mr. Piker has ever seen an anti-American or anti-Semitic terrorist attack he didn't like. He seems to live in a morally inverted universe where the true terrorists on 9/11 and October 7th were not the perpetrators, but the victims. Speaking of siding with terrorists, Mr. Piker glorified the brave Mujahideen for wounding U.S. Congressman Dan Crenshaw, who honorably served his nation in the Navy SEALs. Mr. Peikel's loyalty lies not with the Americans of the members of the U.S. Armed Forces, but with the Mujahideen who murder and maim them on the battlefield. You get my point. Every single puff piece he does is not going to work. They're all going to just simply pale in the existence of this one. This is Richie Torres, a congressman of the United States of America, a Democrat, by the way, a leftist congressman, and this dude decided to post this shit and to actually use this as a letter. He can try. He could absolutely try his absolute utmost to write as many of these puff piece articles as he possibly can.
Remember that, okay? This is something you can show your parents. A lot of these articles are just like terrorism insurance. Remember that.
It's never gonna work. It's never gonna fucking work. It's never gonna work. So this is why he's paying all these people for articles about himself. So I'm not sure if it's actually terrorism insurance or it's just because he's just like a massive narcissist. Because he is. He absolutely is just a gigantic narcissistic shitbag. As well as a terrorist supporter, obviously. But I think it's insane. I think it's insane that there's someone like him wandering around on the internet, radicalizing people to terrorist acts, telling his audience to kill senators and shit. It's insane. But this is awesome. All right, so he knows he supports terrorists, so he's paying for all these puff pieces because he knows he's going to jail. Now, it gets so much better. So this is an Asmongold clip, and it's absolutely diabolical. It's art. It's art.
The New York Post just released a piece with your name in it. They called you Hasan's rival. I do have to say that
that's hilarious because obviously he's not Hasan's rival. Rival implies that they're on even playing ground. They're not.
I think that actually, you know what? I probably shouldn't say this. I can say that. I can say.
He's going to say it. Oh, he's going to say it. But first, context. So in the last month, Hasan has gone through a generational run of puff pieces, trying to restore his image in what he calls...
He's trying so hard. He's trying so hard. He's like, no, I will combat people with eyes with people without eyes. That's right. Do not believe the eyes that see and your ears that hear, because I have puff pieces.
Terrorist insurance.
I did times 100, which I like to call terrorism insurance.
He always calls it terrorism insurance. He's like, dude, I know that I'm supporting terrorists and that's bad. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to flood the market with artificial puff pieces so people don't realize I support terrorists. Like, it is hilarious that he admits it.
Will make the people that constantly cynically claim that I'm a terrorist look even dumber.
I never called you a terrorist. You're just a terrorist supporter. And you should go to jail forever.
We think the Houthis, Ansar Allah, is doing what Luffy would do. I believe what the Houthis are doing is a good thing. 10 toes fucking down.
Now he's late.
Yeah, so I'm really glad that we have all those clips because, yeah, he's a terrorist supporter. He supports terrorists.
This puff piece made by GQ magazine was such a complete glaze fest that it backfired on him.
An army of girls and gays, not to mention admiring looks and maxers, would kill to be where I am now next to Piker as he pants in a pair of neon shorts with black Calvin Klein boxers poking out in sunlight, glinting off the sweat beaded on his chest hairs.
Definitely does not paint a positive view of the general public as someone who should be listened to about politics. You're wrong about that. Too woke syndrome. See, Asmongold said this article sucks. Well, Asmongold doesn't know how to fucking read. Why do you care about what his perspective is?
Got him.
Just to be clear, at this point of the stream, Asmon didn't even mention the article once.
I am an experienced...
He just believes the people in his chat. It's so easy to trigger this guy. It's so easy. You just be like, wow, Asmongold thought what you said earlier was so stupid. And he will just crash the fuck out for no reason.
A personality. I have an understanding of how these things work. This is literally my professional job, and I'm telling you, my assessment of this is a very good, very humanizing piece.
My assessment of my own glaze piece that I paid for is very good and humanizing. Dog, can I tell you something controversial? If you need to pay people to humanize yourself, you're not human, okay? I personally never had the inkling of needing to pay anyone to prove that I am a human being. If you need to pay people to prove you're human, you might not be human. This is just my hot take.
I don't know, maybe I shouldn't say this, but I can just say it. So a lot of people were like kind of saying how, you know, like Hasan has gotten a lot of like posts and everything, these articles written about him and like other opportunities. Yeah. And everybody knows we're rep by the same agency. And like people have even been saying like, bro, like Hasan's agents are working overtime. I told them that. They appreciate the compliments.
No! He goes to Hasan's agency. He's like, guys, you're doing a really good job paying for all these puppies. And they're like, thanks, man. Yeah, we're doing a hard job. You see, the thing is, none of these are ever going to happen naturally because, you know, our client's a terrorist supporter. It's kind of rough.
They're like, thanks. They're seeing our hard work. And what does your agency do for you? Oh, it's real simple. It's basically just getting sponsorship. Do you never take? I haven't taken sponsorships. I pretty much just said nope. That I was like, no, I just don't have time for this because of this shit with my dad, right? They never do any PR for you compared to Hasan, though. Well, I would never ask. I don't ask for that. I mean, I'm in a position.
What does that imply? What does that imply? Hasan is directly going to his agency and telling them, guys, please buy articles for me. Buy articles that make me human. And the funniest thing is, like, all the articles that you actually read about them, they're classic articles that this is what someone would write if they were trying to trick people into thinking they're human. Like, even this article from the New York Times, a progressive mind in a MAGA body. Again, implying that only MAGA bodies are in shape. If you're a libtard, you're probably a fat bitch in your mom's basement sitting there on the internet supporting terrorist organizations. But he's, like, unique that he, despite being a libtard, he's not a fat bitch. He's just a bitch. This is way better. But the irony is, like, if you actually look at these articles, every single one of them, Hasan Piker pumps iron, likes weapons, and wears pearls. Dog, this is not a MAGA body. What are we doing? Yeah, it's not a great look. But anyway, the point that I'm trying to make is, these are articles that are written by someone trying to LARP as a human being. In my opinion, and I've made a video on this already, talking about Hasan Piker's fashion choices, I think Hasan Piker is a narcissistic sociopath who is so detached from humanity that he needs to wear brand-named clothes that other people say look good in order to cosplay a human. Because that's essentially what these articles all are. They are articles cosplaying humanity. I think this is insane. He's LARPing as a human being, guys. This is crazy. The self-report is diabolical.
Now where I don't really have to, like, try to go and get anything else.
I do. I'm asking right now. Get him the Rogan interview, you lazy bums. We're in the
That would be sick.
same city.
Damn. Yeah, Aspen on Joe Rogan would be fucking awesome. It really would. Yeah, but anyway, I wanted to talk about this also because, again, this ties directly into Hasan Piker's terrorism motif, where, you know, he will support radical extremist religious groups in the Middle East, for example, or even in America, but mostly in the Middle East, right? Like, this dude, he supports Islam extremism, right? And I'm not talking about your friendly neighborhood Muslim guy that's just kind of doing his thing. No. I am talking about Islamic extremism, like actual executions, terrorism, Sharia law. He supports that shit. All of it. 10 toes down. This is him crashing the fuck out about how Christianity is evil in America and needs to be removed. I'm not even joking. This is a real thing that he posted on his YouTube channel that he felt like, yes, I am gonna post this. Okay? Lock in, boys and girls. It's crazy.
Is planting a church in D.C. part of your mission to try to turn this into a Christian nation?
Yes. So every society is theocratic. The only question is who's the.
It's so awesome that these guys just straight up look like villains all the time. I don't know what it is. It's not just me, right?
Isn't it awesome that these guys just look like villains all the time? Isn't it awesome that these guys just look like villains all the time? 1 second. So this is an image of Hamas terrorists carrying the coffin of a baby that they murdered with their bare hands. After they kidnapped this baby from their parents' house, they murdered this baby with their bare hands, and they held on to this baby's body for a year before eventually releasing the baby's corpse in a hostage trade. So in my opinion, these guys look like the villains, to be honest. Do these look like good people? Like these people with the bandanas and the gloves carrying the coffin of a baby? What do you think, guys? What do we think, chat? We think that these are the guys that look like heroes? Hasan supports them. This is Hamas. Hasan supports these people. He directly supports this organization every time they come up. He is actually anti-American in every fucking possible way. They were also blasting music while this was happening, in case you were aware. I've covered this already earlier in the Hasan Piker fucked franchise. But this is pure evil. This is absolutely pure evil. So I find it ironic. Every time Hasan sees like a Christian guy, he'll be like, wow, these guys look like villains. But he'll never say that about these guys. Okay? All right? So I'm really glad that we could talk about this on a normal way. This is a normal playing field. Yeah, right.
Like, you're seeing this too, right? Like, just don't even listen to what he's saying, but just like look at him.
That's how Hasan does politics. Welcome to Hasan Politics, ladies and gentlemen. Don't even listen to what he's saying. Look at him and decide. Classic.
Also, what the is CNN doing? Offering like a neutral interview to a guy who's like, we need to do Christian Sharia, like Christian jihad, like all of the things that
They never said Christian jihad, okay, bro? That's a you thing.
they claim, you know, Muslims are trying to do in America.
Muslims are trying to do it in America. Not all Muslims, obviously, but a lot of them absolutely are. What the fuck are you talking about? What do you mean? They say it. They say it themselves. Dude, there are people in Syria that have directly posted propaganda videos saying that we will conquer the Western world with the womb of our women. They said this. That's a quote, by the way. So yes, there are people that actually do say that. Yes, by their own admission. What are you talking about? Like, there are some radicals that view themselves as the correct people and everyone else as infidels that should be enslaved. Hello? They say it themselves? It's in the book, bro. So yeah, anyway.
actively are trying to do at the behest of Christianity, and they're setting a neutral.
Right, so according to Hasan, just to be clear, Christians in America that are trying to open churches is the same as Islam in the Middle East sending people to the Western world to try to take over from within. This is apparently the same thing, according to Hasan. Now, obviously, this isn't every Muslim. I want to make it clear. It's not every Muslim, obviously. But it is the extremists. It absolutely is. And now, the funniest thing is, he's talking about how CNN would give him a platform. I can't believe CNN would give a platform to a Christian guy talking about why he believes in Christianity. This is so unbelievable. I can't believe CNN would do such a thing. Oh, my God. Well, anyway, this is CNN interviewing a rabid terrorist supporter. This is CNN interviewing a terrorist supporter, someone who directly supports terrorism and 9/11.
Tone here. Very strange stuff.
Wilson's Little Corner, a picturesque campus nestled on the outskirts of downtown Moscow, Idaho, is growing by the day with thousands of like-minded Christians. Parishioners of his church, known as Kirkers, own and operate several businesses downtown, next to liberal college town stores.
If it's true.
Why did he yell?
Because of me.
Because of you.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
That's a regular day for you.
That's not unusual.
All right, so here you have this priest guy, all right? This is a priest dude. He's walking down the street and someone yells and insults him, okay? They recognize him, they yell and insult him because he's a priest, all right? Now, what do you think Hasan is gonna say? It is wrong to just, yell at people in public because of who they are, right? Like, if you would insult a gay person like this or a black person like this, obviously, the progressive mind in the MAGA body over here would crash the fuck out. Abso-fucking-lutely, right? So what do you think he's gonna say about people just yelling at him in the middle of the street because he's a priest? What do you think?
A big focus of his Christian...
Everybody hates me. Oh, that's awesome. Hexeth reposted this segment and said,
oh my God.
At all Christ for all of life. That's the defense secretary. He posted the interview as though it was a positive one. And in the interview, the guy literally says it should be illegal to have abortions. Like, women shouldn't be able to vote and stuff.
It should be illegal to have abortions. Damn, he's cooking. Actually, you make a good point. Actually, you make a really, yeah, holy shit, you're so right. We shouldn't murder babies? No! Well, color me surprised and shocked. What? No, what?
That's crazy. That's where we're at,
That's
I guess.
Crazy.
No, that's cool.
Movement is on a patriarchal society where men are dominant and women are expected to submit to their husbands.
All right, so that's the CNN narrator, whatever. Take that with a grain of salt. But also, all right.
Women are the kind of people that people come out of.
So you just think they're
Crazy statement.
meant to have babies.
I mean, technically true, but
They're just a vessel.
listen, in defense, I was a man in a woman's body a while ago, all right? I want to make this clear. I'm coming out right now on stream, all right? I'm coming out right now in front of you guys. I used to be a man trapped in a woman's body, and then I was born.
No, it doesn't take any talent to simply reproduce biologically. The wife and
Okay, that's a weird take.
mother, who is the chief executive of the home, is entrusted with 3 or 4 or 5 eternal souls.
I'm here as a
That's pretty good. That's pretty great, yeah.
working journalist, and I'm a mom of 3.
Good for you.
Is that an issue?
No, it's not automatically an issue.
Oh, it's not automatically an issue that you're a...
Yeah, it's not automatically an issue. I don't understand. What's the problem? Hold up. What's the problem? Why is this bad? You're right. It's not automatically an issue. But, like, let's say you're never at home and you're never raising your children, okay? Let's say you are always working and traveling as a journalist and you never see your kids. Well, then it is an issue. Yes. So it's not automatically an issue if you have kids and you're working. That's exactly what he just said. Based.
A woman with 3 kids and you're sitting here talking to me instead of being barefoot and pregnant in your kitchen.
I'm pretty sure he didn't say that, but good analysis.
Obama should be ashamed for abandoning Jeremiah Wright while watching this. Oh, 100%. Dude, oh my God. Jeremiah Wright said, "Goddamn America" one time, and Obama was like, "I don't know that guy." Who?
Look how insane this is. Barack Obama faced potential damage to his campaign yesterday after the television networks aired footage of sermons from a former pastor of Obama's church likening the Democratic frontrunner to Jesus and declaring "Goddamn America." And so, first of all, I don't think that's a very nice thing to do. But Hasan is saying, how dare Obama distance himself from the person that said "Goddamn America"? What are you talking about? You think that the president of the United States should be associating with people that are saying in their churches "Goddamn America"? Are you insane? Why the fuck would you ever want to do that? Huh? Like, are you actually retarded? Yeah, this dude sounds like a crazy person. I completely and utterly respect not wanting to chill out with a guy that's saying "Goddamn America." Now, that's one. And two, do you know why Hasan is saying this? Because he says America deserves 9/11. This is the only priest he likes. The only priest that Hasan actually likes is the one that said "Goddamn America." Make this make sense?
Jeremiah who? Meanwhile, you got who are just like, women should be slaves. It's not
Really? Did anybody say that, Hasan? Because I know some people that think that women should be slaves. The Houthis that you 10 toes down support, they say women should be slaves. They marry 8-year-old sex slaves in Yemen. Okay? They force 8-year-olds to get married, even against the will of their fathers. Okay? Now, he 10 toes down supports the Houthis. 10 toes down. 10 toes down supports the Houthi terrorists. Okay? But this is what they're doing! 8-year-old child bride dies from internal bleeding after her wedding night. 8-year-old Yemeni girl passed on from internal bleeding on her wedding night in the wake of a wedding a man 5 times her age. Why the fuck should anyone think that these are normal people? These are actual terrorist pedophiles. Abso-fucking-lutely. These people are disasters. Actual and utter disasters of humans. Literally fuck all of these people. And Hasan is saying that Christians in America, they want women to be slaves. But the Houthis that actually have child sex slaves, he supports. I'm making this as obvious as it can for you. This guy is the worst guy on the internet. This guy is unironically the worst guy on the internet. He is like, dude, the people that say that Nick Fuentes is bad, but Hasan Piker is good, are actually lobotomites.
Not enough. We should literally enslave women to only do birth stuff.
Yeah, did anyone ever say that?
And you got the secretary of...
And the irony is that is literally what all of the Islamic extremist groups do. That is literally what they all do. They enslave women only for birth. And they literally marry them, like the second they hit puberty, they marry them. Like, they get their first period, bam, married to a 40-year-old man. Like, that's what they do, okay? The age of consent. The age of marriage in Syria is 9, okay? Houthi terrorists in Yemen are marrying 8-year-olds. Like, Hasan, you are supporting all of these things, but it's okay because they're brown people. If they were white people, that would be horrible. But they're brown people, so pedophilia is fine. Do you understand what you are dealing with? You are dealing with someone that is so anti-American, he is calling Christians rapists for wanting a traditional household. But he's supporting terrorist pedophile organizations.
Defense of the Trump administration being like, this is awesome. I like this a lot. And also he's a rapist. Awesome.
Pete Hegseth was confirmed as Trump defense secretary despite allegations of sexual assault and spousal abuse. Allegations! Dude, I don't understand why this guy wasn't sued to oblivion yet. Pete Hegseth, if you're watching, first of all, big fan, love the tattoos. Can you please sue this man, please? Can you sue him? Can you please sue Hasan for defamation? He called you a rapist. This is horrible. Absolutely fucking obliterate this bastard.
I don't know what to say about this other than this is crazy. It's so crazy.
And Amy Prince, along with her 4 kids, moved here from Washington State.
Do you see Amy as your equal?
Yes and no. In the sense that we're both saved by grace, we're absolutely on equal footing. But we have very different purposes, God-given.
But do you see yourself as the head of the household, as the man?
He is the head, and of our household.
Yes.
And I do submit to him.
So like moving here
I was just
was
going to say
ultimately your decision.
Yes.
That's a great
example.
Wilson says in his vision of a Christian
I
society,
mean, they seem pretty happy, I guess. All right. Oh no, saved by grace. What horrible people.
women as
I'm mostly waiting for the Hasan coverage. That's why we're here. If this is more to talk about Hasan than to talk about the Christian nationalists and stuff. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. Men and women are actually both, I think, both completely equal. Made by God, in the image of God, designed to be created for, for whatever reason, God decided to put us on this world. Men are good at some things and women are good at other things. Men and women are good at different things. That's just a fact. That is life. It's a biological fact. You don't even need to look at this like from a spiritual level. Biologically and physiologically and psychologically, men and women are built different. They are. That's just a fact.
individuals shouldn't be able to vote. His fellow pastors Jared Longshore and Toby Sumter agree.
In my ideal society, we would vote as households.
Based! All right, anyway, let's see what Hasan has to say.
And I would ordinarily be the one that would cast the vote, but I would cast the vote having discussed it with...
Bro, white people got bored that, like, Salafists were having too much fun. It's awesome.
All right, so this is a white person problem. Notice how he doesn't say Christians. He doesn't say Christian nationalists. He doesn't say these people. He says white people, because this is it for Hasan. This is literally it. Like, could you imagine if I see, like, an African tribe doing a child sacrifice or some shit? Or, burning a witch at the stake? Because they're still doing that in certain tribes, right? So you see something like that. Could you imagine me saying, wow, blacks killing children again? What the fuck? That's crazy. How can you say something like that? But for Hasan to say it about white people, no problem. He is mega giga racist.
Like, why is it just that we need to do the madrasa system here in the United States of America? It's just conservatism, I guess. It is pure.
So, obviously he hates this. He's so mad. He's so mad that the whites want to vote by household instead of every individual getting a vote, which makes sense, honestly, not gonna lie. For other reasons that, whatever, I'm not gonna talk about today. That's not really relevant. But so Hasan Piker, he thinks this is really bad. It's horrible. But one vote in the household, this is truly diabolical. So tell me, before we go too far, what are the voting systems like in the Islamic extremist governments that you support? How is voting like in Saudi Arabia, or how's voting in Syria, or how's voting like in Yemen, or how's voting like in Turkey? Oh, they're all dictatorships? Oh, every single one is a dictatorship. Oh, so you're saying the women don't vote? They're not allowed to leave their house without permission. Oh, never mind. Oh, oopsie poopsie. America's the best goddamn country on the world, okay? You fucking asshole bitch. They don't vote. It's an act. In Syria right now, there is a Jolani government that is controlled by a radical dictator that is currently massacring Christians and Druze populations in Syria. How many times did Hasan talk about that? A fat nothing burger amount of times. He's too busy talking about terrorists getting killed.
Purest form. They're just doing ISIS. This is
ISIS shit. Them saying that one vote should come from each household, which you have every right to disagree with. You can disagree with these people. I literally don't care. Now, I'm a big fan of freedom of speech. I think that anyone should have any opinion that they want, as long as it's not inciting violence or hurting people in specific ways. But you are over here now. You could disagree with him about of one vote per household. You could disagree with that. Absolutely. But you're calling them ISIS? You're calling them ISIS for this? Well, in ISIS-controlled countries, they execute people that disagree with them. In Gaza, Hamas executes people that protest against them. You do realize that Israel gave Gaza to the Palestinians in 2005, okay? That's when they were given it. They were given Gaza, and they took a vote, and they voted on Hamas coming into power. Hamas never left power because they became a dictatorial fascist regime that executed anyone that ever protested against them. That sounds bad. But Hasan Piker supports them.
What ISIS would look like if Iraq had like a functioning infrastructure and was not invaded by America and destroyed, right? Like an ISIS-style movement would resemble exactly this.
Except for the whole women being enslaved, and also anyone that's not Muslim gets enslaved, because it's literally in the Quran, and that's why these people, like the extremists, take it that far. They literally do. They, like, dude, do you know what they did to the Yazidis? Oh my God. They massacred and enslaved the Yazidi population. Like, no, obviously, a lot of people in America don't actually pay attention to geopolitics. There's so much shit that goes on in America. But it is so impressive how Hasan Piker could see Christians being like, I think that we should have, like, families, and the families should be able to cast a vote together. And he's like, this is literally ISIS when they're enslaving all non-Muslims and raping their women. Nice.
This is what happens when you want to do ISIS, but in a country that hasn't been completely destroyed, right? Like, because the reason why ISIS is doing what we know as ISIS, like the incredibly violent stuff, is because their material realities are very different than like an American living in the suburbs. Yeah, when I said white boy jihad.
So what Hasan says is basically the reason why ISIS is executing people is because America is bad. So you can't blame ISIS for executing people because America bad.
Summer, I did not mean like the Christian version of that. Seemingly, these guys are doing white boy jihad summer, maybe white boy jihad winter as well.
Yeah, it's a jihad, except no one's dying, no one's getting killed, and it's just kind of promoting family values while you have this motherfucker in the corner defending ISIS! Defending ISIS! What are we even doing?
I would ordinarily be the one that would cast the vote, but I would cast the vote having discussed it with my household.
But what if there's your wife doesn't want to vote for the same person as you?
Well, then that's a great opportunity for a good discussion.
There are some who have gone so far as to say that they want the 19th Amendment repealed.
I would support that on the basis that the atomization that comes with our current system is not good for humans.
And Wilson, a veteran himself, is unapologetic.
Wow, they really cut him off hard. That sounded so bad. They cut him off after half a sentence.
About his view that women shouldn't be in certain leadership or combat roles.
I mean, there's an argument to be made. Very excited for Hasan's coverage.
At the leadership page for Christ Church, It's all
pedophiles.
He's just slandered an entire church of people. Like, what are we doing with these people? Like, Hasan will make that laugh, but would he ever call the terrorist organizations that he supports pedophiles when they're actually raping children? They're actually raping children, okay? In these fucking pedophile terrorist organizations. In Hamas, the Houthis, Hezbollah, they are actual child rapist, murderer, terrorist organizations. And he supports all of them. But here he sees a random church with a random board, and he's like, they're all pedophiles. This is insane.
Men, do you accept women in leadership roles in the church and in government?
In the church, no.
Why?
Because the Bible says not to.
Well, that's not what happens.
I'm not familiar with, I'm not a Christian. I want to make this clear. I'm not a Christian. I think that Christianity is possibly the most ethical system in the modern world right now, aside from, well, I mean, I'm Jewish, obviously, so I think that Judaism is very ethical. But Judaism and Christianity is 95% the same ethical system, right? It's following the same doctrine, which is why I have so much respect for Christians. I really do. However, we need a new government, okay? So, and this is the best part. This is, in my opinion, the funniest shit in the world. Look at this. They're like, this is amazing.
In the church, no.
Why?
Because the Bible says not to.
And then they cut to asking a female priest, a female priest. Then they immediately cut to a female priest, to ask her opinion.
That's not what happens in the Bible. Women do lead all the time.
Progressive faith leader Reverend Jennifer Butler is concerned.
Reverend Jennifer. Interesting. Okay, anyway, I'll let the people in my audience decide on whether we want to take Reverend Jennifer's opinion
about Wilson's growing influence.
He is rapidly gaining in power. He has hundreds of churches established around the country. They actually literally...
Jennifer Butler, that's what they call her. I just want to see what some of her stances are. Jennifer Butler, LGBT. Just curious. Okay, I can't even find her. Because she's a progressive faith leader, bro. Well, we found out, guys. We found out. Presbyterian minister Reverend Jennifer Butler has been named National Faith Engagement Director for the Harris-Walz presidential campaign. Her job will be to get out the vote efforts for churchgoers in the battleground states. What do we know about her? She's a progressive activist. She supports abortion. She supports the LGBTQ agenda. She believes Christianity was hijacked by white supremacy. She believes in religious freedom for me, but not for thee. So I don't need someone that claims to be a reverend priest explain to me what the Bible actually says when the Bible directly says that homosexuality is a sin, that abortion is murder. These are literally basic Bible 101 stats. With all due respect, you're reading the wrong Bible. I think yours has a pentagram on it. Sorry, I don't care what you have to say. Like, I'm really glad CNN got the opinion of progressive faith leader Jennifer Butler.
Really want to take over towns and cities, and they have access to this administration.
Wilson is part of a broader Christian nationalist movement making inroads with the Trump administration.
Gross.
With a newly created faith.
Gross. Christians being friends with Trump. Gross. Islamic extremists becoming the mayor of New York City. Based? You have to understand who we're talking about here.
Office led by evangelical pastor Paula White Cain, and people seen right outside the White House entrance praying and speaking in tongues.
This is amazing.
We are standing on the soil of the White House, and we are declaring your word.
Oh my God, people praying outside of the White House. Oh my God. People praying. Oh Lord. Oh, the humanity.
How precious. And now there's a monthly prayer service at the Pentagon.
Based. Why is this okay.
Rated by
Based.
What the yo, bro.
Yo, religion? People in the government are religious? I hate religious governments. Unless they're a specific religion.
Oh, what? Dude, we're so cooked, man. I go back and forth on this where I'm like, are they faking it for the bit? Like, are they doing this because they feel like this is an opportunity for like upwards mobility or something, suck up to the boss? Or are they just like this crazy? I don't get
this crazy. Going to a prayer service as a Christian means you're this crazy. Either you're sucking up or you're this crazy. That's going to a prayer service if you're a Christian. Could you imagine him saying this about a Muslim? Could you imagine him even saying something like this? It's like, Muslims praying? Damn, I didn't know they were this crazy. Like, could you imagine? Obviously you can't, because he supports, Islamic style extremist terrorist organizations. But this is crazy. This is crazy that this is the largest leftist commentator in America. Like, the largest leftist commentator in America is literally calling people out based on their faiths. Like, this dude will support radical terrorist organizations, all right? And he will lose his fucking mind when Asmongold says that the LGBT community, the LGB and the T communities should be separate. He will lose his fucking mind. But saying that someone goes to a prayer service, that guy's crazy.
Like, I feel like there isn't that many religious people left in America.
You're retarded. There's a lot. You absolute retard. What are you even talking about?
You know what I mean? And
honestly, we got to bring God back to the people. We got to. Absolutely. For real. Maybe some of these people would actually be moral instead of these fucking retard degenerates on the internet.
So like 50 years ago, are these people all just like congregating in one area? Is that what it is? Where is this coming from? Like, church attendance is down.
He is so mad. He is absolutely furious that there are religious Christians.
Year over year, they're not faking. I come from these fools. There are so many of them. Anecdotally, my 21-year-old sister is seemingly evangelicalizing herself. How is that possible? Yo, I don't understand. Like, I don't. Oh my God. Hasan needs to go.
He's so mad that people are religious. He is so mad that Christians exist. Like, holy shit. He is anti-American in every possible way. He hates Christians. He hates Jews. He hates democracy. He hates capitalism. Unreal.
See the real America? No, if this is what it is, I don't want to see it. Bro, I want to look away. I don't want to see this. I think, like, if this was liberation theology that they were preaching, ironic because it's the military, obviously that's not going to happen. But like I have no smoke for people who are just like religious people who are chill. They go to.
He needs to make a disclaimer that he doesn't hate people just because they're chill religious people.
Their non-denominational church or whatever. Their church is like woke and gay, all that kind of stuff.
He's okay with you if you're in a woke gay church. Like, this is the tolerant left. This is the tolerant left. Welcome to the tolerant left, ladies and gentlemen. He's so tolerant, but only if you are exactly thinking the same exact way he thinks. If you don't think the exact same way he thinks, then you are a bad guy. You are the villain. It's so unbelievable. He's like, I'm okay with you if you're religious, but only if your church is satanic. If your church isn't satanic, get out of my country. Get out of my country, says Hasan Piker from Turkey.
Great, okay? If they were like actually religious people who cared about, I don't know, doing right by others, community fund.
I love when atheists tell religious people what their beliefs need to be. And you see it every time. Like Hasan Piker, you know, radical terrorist supporting Turkish bastard is gonna be like, Jesus wouldn't like you. No, I've never read the Bible, but Jesus would hate you, bro.
Fundraisers, things of that nature. Like, that's cool. I'm fine with that. I'm happy.
He's fine with you being Christian as long as you're in a woke church. Shout out to Hasan Piker over here.
With that, you know what I mean? But these guys are like weaponizing religion as a means to justify doing tremendous oppression. Like,
or maybe they're just religious and they believe in God and they believe in the scripture that was the word of God. Maybe that's why. Maybe that's why they're religious. Maybe it's not just to weaponize oppression. Actual retard. You know who is weaponizing their religion to weaponize oppression? All the terrorist organizations that you support. Every single one of them.
Their religion is hate. They are united in their hatred for those who they think are not even necessarily
like this guy, we're all seeing it, right? This guy is just a bigot. He is a bigot. An absolute disgusting, degenerate, bigoted freak. And he is worse than all of the right-wing people that he is calling racist.
Believers, but it's really gross. Like, this depiction of Christianity is so bastardized.
You mean the depiction of Christianity that's like written in the Bible is bastardized? What are we even doing?
And so performative, but because all religion is performative at the end of the day, but like, it's so performative in the exact opposite direction that religious doctrine is supposed to move you towards.
Oh yeah, what's religion supposed to do for you? Religious expert and terrorist supporter Hasan Piker, who goes to brothels in Germany.
The entire purpose of religion is supposed to make you a good person out of the fear that if you're not
and how do you define a good person? You support terrorists. See, but here's the reason, in my opinion, why religion is so important. Obviously, I'm not telling you what to believe or what to do, but this is why the best part about religion is that it actually does have a moral code. All right, you think religion is supposed to make you a quote-unquote good person, but you consider the terrorists that are murdering babies with their bare hands good people. You are saying that the Houthi terrorist pedophiles are good people. So, with all due respect, your definition of good means nothing to me. Absolutely nothing. And he's telling you what religion is supposed to do to you to make you a good person. What is good? You have no idea. You support the worst people on the planet.
A person, you're going to hell, at least under Christianity, right? These guys are literally worshippers of Satan. It doesn't...
Bro! Like, what are we doing? Does he even know what he's saying? He's such a hypocrite. It's hilarious.
Make any sense.
All right, anyway, he just called Jesus Satan to all the people in chat. He just called God Satan also because, you know, God wrote the Bible, or at least it's the word of God, whatever you want to say. So, you know, he's just saying that it's all satanic. It's Satan. Satan wrote the Bible, according to Hasan Piker. All right, let that sink in.
Like, how can you be a religious person and not a socialist, you know? It's just...
How can you be religious and not a socialist? I don't know, because the Bible believes in private property. The Bible talks about owning land and owning property and making money all the time and private ownership all the fucking time. Maybe capitalism is actually much more of a biblical perspective on the world, like literally constantly. Huh? What are you talking about? How could you be a Christian? Bro, I donate a fuck ton of money, okay? I do. I don't talk about it often. I donate about 20% of my income. 20% of my income goes to charity donations. Yeah, that I think is being a religious man, okay? Religion can make you a better person, and absolutely you should give from yourself to other people. Socialism means that people should be entitled to your shit. That is anti-religious in every possible way. That is antithetical to biblical ideology.
So strange. It's so strange to me. These guys would shoot Jesus in the head if he...
Yep. Christians would shoot Jesus in the head, according to Hasan Piker.
Walked into that goddamn...
Hasan, defender of Jesus. Even though Hasan, you know, Jesus was Jewish. Also, who is supporting the terrorist organizations that say they want to kill all the Jews again? Hasan.
Room and was like, a rich man's chances of getting in through the gates of heaven is like a camel getting in through the eye of a needle. And they'd be like, shut up, you socialist Mexican, and they would kill him. Like, they'd be like, shut the fuck up. Beat him with...
Yeah, I don't think Christians would tell Jesus to shut the fuck up and kill him, to be honest. But anyway, that's Hasan's perspective. As someone that is purely in the West to destroy the West, all right? He hates the West, he hates America, yet he's here. Yet here he fucking is, baby. So, I think it's important to note that this guy is an enemy to America. He is, absolutely. And there's millions of him. There are millions of him in America right now.
with hammers. My mom is very religious, but she can't stand these people. Religion helped her get clean, but she has leftist values. Don't like these freaks. Anyway, when you guys say like, oh, you live in an echo chamber, like, I'm not saying that there aren't religious people in America. Of course there are.
I thought he was gonna say there aren't religious good people. I thought that's what he was gonna say. No. I thought he was gonna say that there aren't religious good people, but he's like, no, I admit there are religious people. And that was the whole sentence.
Ton of them. There's 100 million of them, right? What I'm simply stating is church attendance is down. Less and less people are openly declaring themselves as religious. That's what I mean when I say like the trend.
Well, yeah, you're demonizing these people. It's because of brainwashing in college campuses. It's because of retards like you that are telling people that all religious people are automatically bad and would kill Jesus.
Is in the opposite direction. And it feels like the smaller their numbers get, the more aggressive they get with demonstrations of their faith, which is almost always a defense of violent institutions. Institutional violence, repression of the other. I guess maybe
repression of the other. What the fuck is he even saying?
That's the reason why, like, church attendance is down, so all that's left are the nut jobs. Maybe that's the reason. I think the problem is that the ones that do are now going to churches like this at an increasing rate. Yeah, which is, I guess, even scarier. Maybe when church attendance was up, it was like the normal folk that are just like, I'm Christian, I go to the church every Sunday, it's whatever. But the guys that are still going to church at this time are just like, oh, I want, you know.
What do you mean at this time? Like, he is so bigoted, it's crazy. It's absolutely wild. That, dude, why am I the one fighting this battle, okay? Yo, Christians, where are y'all at? Can we get some Christians on this bitch immediately? Hello? Hello? He hates every Western value. Every single Western value is something Hasan hates. All of them. Every single one.
Some kind of divine intervention to kill my ex-wife and her new husband, who happens to be brown. You know, that type of
Yeah, because people become Christians because they want to murder their ex-wife and their new brown husband. We are turning the other cheek, Nux. Yeah, I don't know if you're aware, but the Crusades happened. And that wasn't just about turning the other cheek. Turning the other cheek is really good. When someone isn't actively coming to kill you and destroy your entire faith, right?
Pray to God every day that you smite my ex-wife, Deborah. That bitch, she took the children. American Christianity has also always been like prosperity gospel. So that's also the grossest depiction that Christianity could ever, the grossest form that Christianity could ever take. So it does make sense.
Yeah, well, Hasan supports the grossest form of Islam, so I guess takes two to tango, I guess. This is insane. This is unreal, bro. Holy shit. If someone comes to kill you, kill them first. Factos.
And now there's a monthly prayer service at the Pentagon, initiated by Hegseth, Wilson's highest level connection to the administration.
It's not organizationally tied to us, but it's the kind of thing we love to see.
For his part, Hegseth has publicly praised Wilson.
Now we're standing on the shoulders of a generation later, the Doug Wilsons and the others.
And as Wilson grows closer to the mainstream, the critics are also getting louder, accusing him and other Christian nationalists of wanting to create the dystopian world from The Handmaid's Tale, something he insists has never been his goal for society.
Dog, every year they write this article, young men are leading a religious resurgence. Oh, brother.
Hopefully it'll come true at some point. We got to bring God back to the people. It's crazy. It's crazy. This is what godlessness created. Hasan Pikers, with millions of followers, supporting terrorists and claiming that they're the good guys. This is wild.
Radical response to 9/11 and the Catholic Rape Fest expose gobsmacked the entire millennial generation out of Christianity. At least 95% who are on the leftist political trajectory. This is
the radical response to 9/11, he says. What?
Just maximalist Christianity starting to make a comeback in the U.S. and other Western countries, led by young people. Americans are increasingly shedding their religious affiliations. Go back far enough. I clicked on any link that I could, potentially. America's non-religious are a growing diverse phenomenon. They really don't like organized religion. October 5th, 2025. 30% of adults identify with no religion. That group, commonly called nuns, includes identifying as atheist, agnostic, nothing in particular. October 2023, sorry. This is from October 2023.
He's just out here reading articles talking about how religion is dying, and he is so happy. He is so happy to see articles about religion death.
23. I said 2025. And this doesn't mean people who identify, like I identify as Muslim. I'm not a religious person, you know?
So if you're not a religious person, why do you identify as Muslim? That's weird.
What I mean? Oh, here are the numbers. More Americans see religion increasing its influence in the U.S. Though still the minority view at 34%, it's up from 20% a year ago.
That's a big
This
deal.
isn't a positive thing for the
Yeah, it
record.
is. This is
just
great.
people who
Hell
still,
yeah.
right? Am I misunderstanding the question? Second surge occurred amid COVID-19 in April 2020. 38% of U.S. adults believe religion was becoming more influential. This isn't people saying that they're more religious. Views that religion is increasing its influence in American life by subgroups. Long-term religious trends in the U.S. are clear. Americans
Let's up those numbers.
are less likely to identify with the religion, less likely to belong to a church or form a religious organization, less likely to attend religious services, and less likely to say religion is important in their lives than they were around the beginning of the 21st century. Americans appear to recognize those trends.
In my opinion, the largest, obviously, whatever, this is completely not on topic at all, but I do think that atheism was a massive, massive movement, and it destroyed so much. Now, obviously, you can believe what you want. It's not my business. However, if you don't want to recognize the fact that that this definitely happened, and this like atheist movement went out shaming religious people, it was super effective. It really was. It absolutely was. It was diabolical. And I think we're like, you know, coming back a little bit, because truth is, atheism doesn't have all the answers, and atheism is not making people happy or feel fulfilled. It's not. So realistically, people are coming back. I think this is really it's the pendulum again. USAID funded this shit. It was pushed artificially in some places. So anyway, we'll see.
And religious attitudes and behavior, given the consistent majority since 2006 who have said religion is losing its influence on the U.S. However, as is the case now, the size of those majorities can fluctuate at times. To the extent where recent political changes in Washington are explanation for changes in opinion we've seen in December, it is unclear. I do think that as people become less religious in the United States of America, those who maintain a grasp on religion and those who actually say that they are religious are becoming more and more kooky, which will ironically negatively polarize the existing normals out of religion and will...
I bet you're wrong. I will bet you are wrong. This is Hasan being wrong again. He's always wrong.
Increase the number of like non-religious people in the country. Wasn't disagreeing with you.
You think that Christians actually standing up for their beliefs is going to increase non-religious people? Are you actually retarded? One of the reasons why, in my opinion, Christianity was kind of failing a lot is because it was too accepting. Because it was too accepting of ideals that are antithetical to biblical beliefs and antithetical to Christian ethics. And, you know, they absolutely were. They were super accepting of that, and it destroyed them to a large extent. I think that there should have been zero, if they wanted to really put up a fight, they shouldn't back down 1 iota, not even one ounce of backing down. Like crazy.
The conclusion is still aligned with your overall perspective. The issue, of course, is that because of the profoundly important community aspect of religion, those people get in cult-like situations. They basically turn into a complete cult. And I don't mean like...
So Christianity is a cult, according to Hasan, but the group that is raping babies is not, according to Hasan.
Now, arch atheism, edgy atheist, like all religions in a cult type way. I mean, like literally, like the freaks that CNN is interviewing here. Do you understand what I'm saying?
I'm not a racist. I'm not a misogynist.
How far off do you see a Christian nation, like a full-on Christian theocracy?
Oh, 250 years.
250 years.
Yeah, honestly, that's yes.
What you see. But you do think it will happen.
Oh my God. And we all know why he picked 250 years, right? Because that makes it, according to like the biblical calendar, that's year 6,000 since Adam. Right? Damn. Well, we all know why he picked that time, because that's the end times, according to him, right? That's where we're going. All right, I see it. Okay.
Yes, I do. We're not going to usher in anything ourselves. We're really genuinely pioneers.
John, we reached out to the Defense Department to better understand the relationship between Wilson and Hegseth, and a DoD spokesman said that Hegseth is a, quote, proud member of the network of churches founded by Pastor Wilson, and he also said that Hegseth, quote, very much appreciates many of Mr. Wilson's writings and teachings.
Yeah, this was a terrible video. I'm really glad that we did a deep dive here. But yeah, this is Hasan Piker thinking all Christians are bad people, hating Christians, being anti-American, right? He's not just anti-Semitic, he's not just anti-Jewish. He's anti-West, he's anti-Christians, he's the entire moral code that I think Jews and Christians do have in common. Because realistically, it's all based on the same, Old Testament. That is the religious and ethical foundation for Christianity and Judaism. So of course he's against both of them. Absolutely, he's against both. both of them. They are both antithetical to his fucking terrorist sympathizing organizing beliefs. Fucking retard bigot freak, trying his absolute best to launder his reputation with bullshit articles so he doesn't actually go to jail. But he knows it's happening. He knows he's going to jail. He's making enemies with all the right people. Thank God for Hasan Piker's enemies. Lock in, boys and girl. It's going to be a bumpy ride. I will cover him going to jail, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye! Like, subscribe, and this video was streamed live on kick.com/Nuxanor. See you there. Stay weird, fam.